Mm-hmm. It's Godfather '09.
You are?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear it as well.
Okay. I'm just talking normally. You
Um,
you need to talk as well, so that's what I was like, just to see. Good or no?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. Cool. Got it. Figured it out. That's all that matters.
Yep, you're good. I'm just
I'm about to hit record then if you're
all
good.
right. Hold on, it's doing the film too.
Hey, we're,
Damn it, why did it kick me out of everything?
oh, good grief. We're live on my side.
That's fine.
Oh,
Stick
that's
to the
fine.
behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Live,
welcome.
yeah, live is behind the scenes for everything.
You're just a hot mess today,
Three.
Fireball.
Yeah, you're right, I am. I think I got logged out of everything because of my strike.
Hey, Chungus.
Well, I'm just not setting up.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get things and maybe actually that's probably for the better. So I will just tilt this down, considering different height level. I don't want to be able to talk over. Is that better?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Good. Yep, so let me know when to hit record.
8, 9. I just think I'm going live. I don't think I'm live on TikTok right now, so give me just 1 second. I have to end the stream and restart it. Yeah. I gotta shut it down real
Those
quick.
fixes. No, you good. Oh, we're just waiting then.
Yep, just a little back behind the scenes on how things work. We always experience something. So,
Yeah, I mean, it also has to do with a little bit of the fact of what happened yesterday.
what happened
So,
yesterday?
with me getting my first strike,
Oh,
I'm live once again. Oh, now I know why.
why?
I'm banned from TikTok Live until the 26th.
Ah, all right, let's go.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling some stuff together real quick. Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Is I'm banned from TikTok Live until 26th at midnight. So
At least it doesn't affect your streaming schedule.
no, not really. But if I wanted to like get an extra stream in, like maybe I wanted to today, it
You can still do Twitch.
yeah. Are we
Naughty,
ready?
naughty, naughty.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Chungus.
crazy. Listen, it's not my fault. A term that was okay 10 years ago is no longer okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm hitting record.
All right, go
All
for it.
right, you ready? What is up, Nomad Nation? You got the three of us back again with another episode. Do we even know what number episode this is? This is not 51.
Holy shit.
Were we at 51?
Five. 56.
56.
Why can't you use your goddamn voice?
Yeah, why can't you just use your voice? He's being difficult. I don't like it. Yeah, but episode 56 of the Nomad Gamers podcast. I didn't even realize we were past 50 yet. So that's something else.
Means 100's coming quick.
For those, yeah, we gotta see if we get to 100 first.
We will.
We more than likely will. But getting into socials real quick. For those who are watching us on YouTube, we really do appreciate it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you really enjoy our content and want to know when we post on a regular, hit that bell notification. It means a lot to us, knowing that there are people out there that share this kind of infatuation with games as much as we do. We really just do this podcast to just talk to each other about what's going on video games wise, gaming news, and if we want to jump down the rabbit hole of talking about what comes next for a video game, then we do that because it's something that we find fun to do. But I'm going to share it with you guys. Onto our Facebook, we hit 90 followers. We
There
are
you go.
10 away, 10 to go till we're able to start streaming live to Facebook. So those, if you have not followed us yet on Facebook, please go over there and follow us. We really need those 10 followers. Chungus will just put a link to our Facebook on the YouTube video when he drops this. Um, those who are watching on private socials. First up, we got Gosfather. Gosfather09, that's his Twitch handle for Twitch. I just said that. And then is it the same for Facebook or is it just Gosfather?
Just Godfather.
Just Gosfather? All right. For those who are watching on my handles, Fireball123D, across all the boards, that goes for Twitch, Kick, Instagram, Facebook. TikTok is down for now. With those who were watched the live yesterday, you know why. We kind of
No,
had fun
stop.
bullying Chungus. So we'll leave it at that. Did I miss anything? No?
Well,
All
yeah, you
right.
did,
Well,
but you don't know it. So, welcome to all of our viewers that are watching us on Facebook from our Nomad Gamers page, because I've shared it from Godfather over to the Nomad Gamers. That way, it is live on that side too.
okay. Um, so I guess I'll start us off first for industry news. Apparently, there is going to be a turn-based Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. Um, Apparently, they're in experimental mode with right now, and as of right now, it's mostly a success. So hopefully, here within the um next year or so, we'll see. Hey, somebody just followed me on Twitch. I just gotta take a look at that real quick.
Okay,
Um,
shiny moment.
Let me just. Hey, I gotta be like, hey, yeah, thank you so much. Somebody actually,
So, what were you talking about?
um, oh, it's just something on Kick. Somebody just pulling something up on Kick. I had to mess around with it. I'm excited to see because what, did they ever make a TMNT game growing up when you were? So I don't remember there really being one during my
No, you didn't.
childhood.
You're just wrong because there's been a ton. There's been a ton of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games.
Yeah, I know, but
It's just again, it's not something for you. You're not gonna pay attention to it. So
right. Yep.
yeah, turn based is interesting though. I don't think there's been a turn based one yet.
Yeah, there has.
There has? Okay, never
Yeah,
mind. Take it back.
during the turn-based frenzy of, I believe it was 98, 99, because that's when you had Fallout Tactics. That's when you had Final Fantasy Tactics.
Uh, Xenarcrest Writer said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, came out on SNES and was fucking amazing.
Yes, it was. That was right after the third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, where they actually went back in time and went
It
back
was
to
not
ancient
turn-based, he
Japan.
said, but it was still great.
Well, I didn't say it was turn based.
Oh, I thought
He said there was one
Yeah.
at a point in time.
hey, that's awesome. I got my live chat working now too,
Nice.
For
Took
what?
you long enough.
right? Um,
So I
well, if
got
you
some
guys have
news
any
for you,
other news,
bud.
there's
Yep.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Yeah,
So
please. Yeah.
so one day ago, Bandy Namco Entertainment, the ones that bring us uh, Ace Combat, they announced we're thrilled to announce that Bandy Namco Entertainment, and I'm probably saying it wrong, and that's okay.
It is. It's okay. It's
And
just it's
A
Bandai Namco, just for the yeah.
and A24 are teaming up with writer and director Alex Garland to bring from Software Inc.'s world-renowned video game Elden Ring to life as a live-action film. We're we're excited to bring the world of Elden Ring to fans in a new form outside the game. Stay tuned, the path ahead is only beginning.
They better not fuck it up. They better not fuck it up. That's all I gotta say.
Xenarchus Rider says facepalm. Gaz needs to learn how to pronounce Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
that's why I said I yeah, did the correction already. No, I'm
Um,
pretty excited for that. Unironically, I do like the video game adaptations. Like I like the idea of them. I just wish they were executed a bit better sometimes. The only one we still have that's pretty decent in terms of a non-movie, but it's a movie, so I guess in terms of video game adaptation movies, they're pretty good. They've been good recently, so I'm not too worried about it. If it was a TV show, then I would be.
Yep.
Well, that's the same thing.
wonderful.
Pretty normal.
Oh,
Um,
uh,
I mean, I got news if nobody else
go for it.
does. So, PlayStation, Sony, oof, man, they are having a rough go of it recently.
Ah,
There's this game that they're it's a live service title that they've been developing, and it's in closed playtesting currently. And so far, from what we're able to get from, and don't 100% quote me on this. This is uh, some speculation, but from the fact that the lead developer of Haven Studios has left his leadership position for the game. He's left the company because due to the development of this title here, among some closed play testers talking about how the game feels clunky and it's just kind of a mess right now. It's supposed to be a mix of like Fortnite and the Division, kind of
Fortnite and the
the games.
Division.
And, yeah,
Hmm.
so
Is it gonna be like
hard
a?
to.
Is it gonna be like cartoony like Fortnite, but play like the Division? But
That's all we know.
hmm.
Again, close play testing. We don't really know a whole lot. But that's all we know. So until we see some things, it's looking like PlayStation's really not able to capitalize on their live surface market. They're just not making good games.
no,
Okay,
they
real
haven't been
quick
for a while.
before um, Chris Ryder said, "I wish they would stop making video game adaptations because they refuse to stay faithful to the source material. Got to give it the Hollywood treatment and fuck it all up."
He's not
I
wrong.
would say for the TV shows, absolutely. But recently, the video
See,
games have been pretty good in terms of their adaptations.
yeah,
You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the
I mean,
Mario movie was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was, and it stayed pretty true
movie
to form.
wise, video game adaptations have been good, but it's
The
TV
movies have been good.
shows. I mean, looking at The Last of Us Part Two right now, or The Last of Us Season Two, the only game, and I think I said it last week when we were talking about this, the only game that I still kind of have faith in is that Fallout TV show. But we'll have to see where they go with that because this new season that they got, since it's supposed to be dropping what December,
Yeah,
this new
December.
season they got could really they could really screw it up with what's going on in New Vegas. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. We don't know yet, but the first season
They
so far has been pretty good.
they benefit from the fact that they're doing a lot in the future, so they are able to create a lot, but they're still staying true to form within the source material. They're not fucking anything up. And popular to contrary belief of what anybody would believe, this doesn't change anything. These are all rumors and speculation that's just being confirmed. Like for decades, there's been the rumor that Vault-Tec started the war. This has been back since Fallout 3. People have been coming up with these theories. So the fact that it's just confirmed now by Bethesda, just you know, they're trying to solidify their lore, really claim their stake for Fallout going forward into the future. I have big expectations for Fallout 5. I'm knowing Bethesda, they'll find some way to fuck it up.
That's fair. You have anything else you want to touch on before I bring something else up?
I mean, I was just going to touch on some Bungie scandal, but that's about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, should give some context. Recently, one of my favorite games, Destiny 2. I haven't played in almost an entire year now. It'll be a year next month, actually.
His recovery's doing well.
It's going great. I almost slipped back in and started playing it again. But then some scandalous news came out about a Bungie art director stealing art from a fan and using it in their game in Marathon,
Really?
just stealing it. Their art's everywhere. The whole thing, the artist didn't press charges or anything, but Bungie's going through and removing that art, and whatever comes from it comes from it. But at this point in time, it's just re-solidified the fact that you, the Bungie I once knew and loved is gone. And then they're never going to be back, and that's okay. Moving forward into the future, right? Things change, people grow. Bungie dies. Ooh, what's new? They're shooting
Yeah.
themselves in the foot. That's all that means.
They tried
Because
carrying Destiny for too long, and now look at them.
no, they didn't. They haven't tried innovating. They're scared to take risks. Extraction
Um,
shooter. Come on, they could have tried. They could have. They could have just made. They could have did anything, but they didn't. They're just using Marathon as a name. It's not even how the games used to be. But that's
so,
besides the point. That's the news. That's what I have there.
Naughty Dog has confirmed that they're working on a unannounced title. They're working on a new game, and a lot of fans out here are quietly optimistic about a new Uncharted. Um, Hold on, real quick. Press writer says Destiny was supposed to be a 10-year story. They said that before the game launched,
And that
and
was that was
you would know
Bungie.
more
That
about that.
that
You
was
would know
he's
more
right.
about that.
Exact. He's right. That was the Bungie beforehand. This studio that we have now is literally completely different. They had a 10-year story plan. They followed it. They ended it. They tried to extend it, but it's not going to work. So, among other things, the besides story issues, the Destiny failed on a lot of scales, but it was still successful overall. At least, right? They made their money at
Um,
the end of the day.
yeah, apparently, but back to what I was talking about, I wanted to get that covered before, I get accused of not reading comments again. Um, Naughty Dog Entertainment, yeah, they're working. Apparently, they're working on an unannounced title, and Uncharted fans are really hoping that it's one of theirs because how like dormant Uncharted has been recently. However, they at this time of writing this article they were talking about, Naughty Dog is primarily working on its next narrative experience, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. So, from what I'm getting from this article, is they're working on Intergalactic, but they're also working on an untitled game right now. So hopefully we might be seeing some new stuff coming out of Naughty Dog here soon. Naughty Dog has great narrative games because I believe they came out with Uncharted, they came out with The Last of Us. Um, they did Astrobot, but Astrobot's kind of like a. I feel like that'd be a one-off game. Um, they did do uh, Intergalactic, but this new Intergalactic game they're working on is the second iteration of that title. So you've got that face over there, Chungus, like you got something to say about Intergalactic.
They're just I don't know. Naughty Dog has kind of always had good narrative to a certain degree. Um, I don't know. It just feels like they're starting to slip up, like a lot of companies are nowadays.
Oh, you
You know,
actually
I don't,
you
I don't have a lot of faith, as they say.
Crestwriter kind of beat me to the punch on this next thing I was going to talk about. We all know Crestwriter loves Fantasy Life. The moments he was filling in for God's Father, he talked about it a lot. He just said Fantasy Life developers level 5 announced that due to the overwhelming positive reception and review of the game that they're going to be putting out free DLC for the game and add tons of new content.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
So,
next thing I was going to cover, but he just beat me to it.
some not so exciting news, but just interesting. Tim Kaine, the original creator for Fallout, has kind of opened up and talked about potential remaster of the original Fallout games, the one
Why
and
is
two.
that? Are they
And
gonna be top down or are
hold
they gonna be
on, let
3D?
me. Can I explain it?
Yeah.
Because I was in the middle of doing that. um, so while he's not obviously not in control of anything that might happen with these games, right? He's still giving his opinion on it. Um, so for him, he's stating that a remaster might be difficult of these games due to just how they are made and how bugs in games typically are. Some of them have their charm, right? Kind of make the game as nostalgic as it is, like with Sky, like Bethesda titles in general. There are a ton of bugs in them, and go ahead.
So here's my thoughts on that. And this is something that I've been secretly wishing for quite a while. Keep the storyline of the game from the top down ones to and turn it into a modern day Fallout. We don't need a top down in today's day and age. Whether you make it Fallout 5, which I would highly disagree with, or you say, hey, we're going to remake, because remaster wouldn't be a right word for it, remake these original Fallouts and put them into our gallery of games that we have now. I would, I would really, I'd be very interested to see if they would do that.
I At this point in time, I think it would be the same as them making a whole new game. So it would just take just as long. Because again, this is not a remaster;
Well, yeah,
it
I
would be
know.
a remake.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. He's stating about a remaster of like
No,
if Bethesda were to just
no,
remaster it and not try to remake them,
because
because a remake's a whole different ballgame.
look at it like this: who in the hell is going to play a top-down game or a turn-based game of Fallout right now? People, well, I
Actually,
mean, we all would if that was what they brought out to us. But what I would
hold on.
like to see is, and this is just my opinion, I would like to see them put it in as in with a map, keep the same story, update it to the
Mhm.
graphics of today, which is I get it, it's a big ask, but it would be a great filler and a great moneymaker between 76 and Fallout 5 if
I
they
don't
had the assets
disagree.
to do it.
I don't
That's
disagree with
what
that
I've been
whatsoever.
saying.
But hold on, because he's not again. That's not a remaster. That's a
That's
whole
a
remake.
remake.
That's a whole essentially a new
Remake.
game in the franchise title. That
Yes.
is a remake. They're building the game
Well,
from the ground
well,
up.
no, it wouldn't be a new game in the franchise or a new title in the franchise. It would just
I
be a
didn't say title.
remake.
I said a new entry. I did say new entry,
It
not
wouldn't
new
even be a new
title, because
entry.
it's not a.
You said new title, my friend.
Did I? Whatever I said.
Yeah.
Regardless, it still technically would because it is not in the same style as the original one and two. It would definitely be named differently. One,
Okay, well, you see, and
and there is. I will state this real quick. There is a difference between Oblivion and Oblivion Remaster,
okay,
and it's not just
I
graphics.
get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, I don't disagree with you. However, Bethesda's going to start to fall into the same uh, mindset, I guess. Us gamers have to have that as what we have with Final Fantasy, with one of the OGs of the gaming world. Final Fantasy has had so many games from top down to turn based to this iteration that they have now. Bethesda and the Fallout franchise is going to start falling into that same category soon because they've got turn based. When Fallout first came out, it was on the old ass PC where you had to have a damn floppy disk to play it. Or it might have been on a hard drive. I forget which one it was, but you had it, you had to stick it in the goddamn computer and wait for it to
Mhm.
boot up. And oh, by
But
the
I mean,
way, by the by, I talked to one of my childhood friends 2 nights ago, and guess what game I did play back in the mid '90s? The
what's
original
that?
Fallout. I might be able to get my hands on an original Fallout copy.
Um, no, but
Yeah,
that's
but
exactly what I've been saying. I mean, I've gotten flack a few times talking about it on here, but back to what I'm saying is a lot of these gaming companies take the time to create a new title or new IP or even a new iteration to the title that they've been working on forever, that they've had in their arsenal forever. Bring back a remake or a remaster, kind of like what Bethesda did with Oblivion. It's not necessarily a new title, it's somewhat of a new, I would say, new game because, I mean,
It's new access for the next generations that didn't get to play it
yeah,
maybe when it first came out, you know?
exactly.
Because
And on top of that,
You get you satisfy old loyal players and you start to create a new player base on top
and
of that.
there's one caveat I want to put in there is I would be behind this as long as it wasn't live world.
yeah, don't make a live service game. Don't
Mm-mm.
don't make it online. Don't do any of that.
No, no, keep it true to its form, but just give it today's graphics.
But I did want to state the oh frick was it? Oh man. I had it at a certain point and I just lost it. Um my brain just like shut off. I'm sorry. Um oh,
um,
talking about the remastering of the or remaking of the Fallout 1 and 2. Um I
Wait, Fallout 2 is on Game Pass right now.
it is so is the first one.
hmm
Okay.
So it's the first one.
So is Tactics as well. So is Brotherhood, I think actually. I
No,
think they're all on there now.
no, just
No,
no, just
No.
tactics and two.
tactics and hmm
Oh, because Tactics was on there, so that's what's going
Yeah, I looked
oh,
at it last night.
I can look this up real quick. Yeah, okay.
I'm going off all little information, so it's like it's fine. But the remaking of them would be a huge undertaking because again, going from one style to another, they would genuinely have it would be the same as them putting in the resources to make a new game, and I would rather them just make Fallout 5. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Well, that depends. What are they going to do with Fallout 5? You see, we all have our opinions, and our opinions don't mean shit when it comes to what Bethesda does. However,
Oh yeah,
however, my opinion is I need to see or I need to hear what Bethesda's thinking for Fallout 5. Is it going to be open world? Is it going to be multiplayer? Is it going to be single player? Is it going to be co-op? Like what are they planning on doing with it? Because then after I hear that, then I can form a better opinion of, hey, this is what I'd like to see. And again, our opinions don't mean shit when it comes to what Bethesda does, but
yeah.
I can't comment on something I have no knowledge of what they're even thinking.
Okay. I wanted to just do my a little bit of my homework. Um
It's almost like doing
Fallout
homework in class.
Act Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, 76, and uh I think that's it that's on there. Tactics is not on there. Brotherhood
Tactics
is
is
not
on
on
there.
there. No,
Tactics
it's
is
not.
on there.
Yes, it
I
is.
just hey, guess what? I just looked. I literally
Yes,
opened the Xbox app
yes,
on
it
here
is
and
on
looked.
there.
I just looked on
One
the Xbox app too.
no 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 no.
Oh, I
The
see it.
PC. Yeah, it's right
It's
there.
down by New Vegas. Okay, yep. I'm wrong.
I was like, no, I just looked. That's why I was like, yep. Brotherhood's
hmm
not on
Chungus,
there. Everything else is.
Chungus,
Yeah.
take me backstage.
Oh, somebody's gonna go bathroom.
I'm just looking real quick just to make sure.
Looking for
Hold on. There's a comment showing up that Crest Rider. It's showing up on the stream, but it's not showing up in my. There it is. He said the remake would likely be done by a subsidiary company under a license. The main dev team would continue to work on the main project.
yeah, and we know how that always turns out.
Well, I mean, yeah, but again, and I think that like when I was thinking about doing a remake, every single time I think about a company doing a remake, I think about Rockstar, and how many like I wouldn't say sister companies they have, but how many like divisions they have within the company. Like they got Rockstar Australia, they've got
Yeah.
Rockstar, you know, they may have to, and like a company like Bethesda may have to actually outsource. I mean, I guess I don't know the better terminology for that. They might have to outsource that kind of stuff to a subsidiary company and let them work on the remaster while they're still working on the main thing. But again, that goes back to what I've been saying all the time about um, you know, work on the new game. Like we've talked about, new games with good graphics and good narratives. They take 4 to 6 years now to make a good one. You got people like, or you got companies like Activision, and or not Activision, but you know what I mean, calling out Call of Duty. You got gaming companies that produce a Call of Duty every year, and it's pretty much just a DLC added on to what it really should have been. Um, and then you got a company like like Rockstar Entertainment. They've been working on GTA 5 for the last 8 years, 6 to 8 years, and you have fans sitting there fiending and wanting new substance coming out of this company instead of another update for GTA Online. We don't want that. Make a Bully remaster, make RDR1 remaster, make a good San Andreas remaster, not this definitive edition shit we got. You know, make a GTA 4 remaster because that game is what, 10 plus years old now too.
Getting there. Yeah. Oh, actually,
Yeah,
it's over to yeah. It's 10 years old easily.
you have you have these companies that are sitting there sitting on a literal gold mine of games they could remaster, so that way they could give their fans, their old and loyal fans, something to kind of kind of get a taste for, waiting for the new stuff to come out. But
This is
again, like they did with Oblivion,
this
they've
is a
got old
double-edged
and
sword
new
because
coming together.
this is a double-edged sword because once we go down this rabbit hole of companies starting to make more remakes and remasters of their older games, people are going to start complaining that there's nothing new. People are going to start complaining that there's not enough innovation within the industry.
You're gonna
I mean,
and yeah, that's the double edged sword of the
you
industry.
can absolutely have both, sure, in a perfect world. That's not one we live in. So, in order for remakes and remasters to happen, there has to be enough of a want for it, right? There has to be
And I
there
feel
has to
like,
be the
and
profit able to be gathered behind it. Oblivion Remastered works so well because people look back at the older Bethesda titles and they fucking love them fondly. I guarantee you, if they gave us a remaster of Morrowind, people would eat that shit up like hotcakes. Give us a remaster of Skyrim, and and when I say remaster, I mean like remake it in Unreal Engine 5.
like they
People
did
would
with
fucking,
Oblivion,
yep, people would lose their goddamn minds.
and that's
But
exactly.
again, Skyrim might be a bit too new because they keep releasing the special edition or super special edition or whatever, what have you, right? But genuinely, I don't want it to become super common because I like it when we get little treats like this, like a little nugget of nostalgia and this wave of new and innovative titles. Because when we're speaking about when we're speaking about specifically, especially Godfather, now that he's back,
Ooh, I'm hearing a
Echo,
echo pretty
yeah,
bad. So you might have to bring it down just a bit.
you might have to bring his mic down
Yeah, maybe.
because I'm hearing the echo when I talk. But oh yeah, with the like top down isometric games type games or turn based, those are super popular, and it's clear as day how popular they are, especially if they're well made, like with Baldur's Gate 3 specifically.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if you guys know how successful Baldur's Gate 3 was, a turn based combat game.
Oh,
It can be done very well and be very successful. They just have to do it right. And if they wanted to remaster Fallout 1 and 2, they can absolutely keep it the same, right? I do want them to be 3D because I would prefer that. That's my opinion. That's how I would like to play them. However, I want to experience those games as they were made, essentially, if that makes sense, more closely to how they were made. So if a remaster were to occur, I would love that. But the short of it is in order to try to play those games, um, I haven't gotten it to work, and I think and I don't know why it's not working on it. I haven't done any research onto it, but I've tried to play 1 and 2 on Game Pass, and it just would not boot. Same with Fallout 3, actually. And I did research Fallout 3, and apparently you have to go back onto an older version of Windows to be able to play it because it's compatibility with the OS. So I was like, okay, interesting. Why is it on Game Pass then? Maybe that's because it's an Xbox Game Pass thing, but it's a Play Anywhere title, so it should be working. I don't know. I haven't done enough research into it, so if anybody knows, correct me if I'm wrong or anything like that. But what's up?
okay, so this is my thought as I took my siesta from my 5 minutes.
Mhm.
We've had all these layoffs in the gaming industry, correct?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Venture to say north of 1,000 jobs worldwide.
Oh,
Well,
easily
I know,
over.
but
Easily, yeah.
I don't have an exact number, but it's north of 1,000, right? These game studios are stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna call a spade here. Here we are. We are three gamers who say if you were to come out with a filler game as a well, what the hell am I trying to say here? A filler game between the latest game and the newest game, 76 and Fallout 5. Let's just go Fallout franchise. Why not make this Britain office or this Britain United Kingdom office who just lost 500 jobs? I'm just pulling numbers out of the air right now. 500 jobs. Why
And
not
this
make
going going
hold on,
further
hold
when
on,
we were
hold
talking
Let
on,
him
about
finish his
this, it's
point. Let him
hypothetical.
finish his point.
hold on.
Let him finish his point.
You have these 500 individuals, right? You make that the Fallout 2 team. And then when Fallout 2 comes out, then you transition them to Fallout the original. And then when that one comes out, you make them single player. You make them like Fallout 3 was on, when we were all introduced to the Fallout franchise. Make it single player. And then that way, when the game is out for the newest generation, they can move on to the next game and free up your assets to be able to work on Fallout 5 or keep going with 76 or do whatever you got to do. I'm saying it for Bethesda, but it could work for Rockstar Games. It could work for any of these developers. But it seems stupid to me that we've had north of 1,000 layoffs in the gaming industry, and none of these companies have figured out, hey, we can make a lot of money by remaking these games into today's
Well,
settings.
and this is what Crest Rider said. He said, because let's be honest, comparing Bethesda to Rockstar, we know that Rockstar has way more parent or sister companies when it comes to developmental stuff than what Bethesda has. Like Crest Rider said, if let's say for instance, uh, Bethesda were to make a remaster or a remake of Fallout 1 and 2, the remake would more than likely be done under a subsidiary company that would just have a license to be able to create this game.
I get that. But here's my point, okay? Because I'm all about saving jobs. I'm all about people keeping their livelihood, but yet keeping us entertained. If you were to take one of these fired offices, okay, let's just go office. Let's make this very simple for everybody. This office location was let go by Ubisoft. Bethesda should swoop in, and I'm using these are two examples. Bethesda should swoop in, pick them up, and say, "You're working on Fallout. You're working on the original Fallout. When that comes out, they switch gears and they start going for Fallout 2. By the time they're done with 2 and it's ready to re-release, people are already going to start getting bored with Fallout. When they start getting bored with 2, Fallout 5 should be able to be released. But it seems stupid to me
Yeah.
how you have these locations that are being eliminated, but then they come back and they say we don't have enough resources to get these games out faster than a decade or faster than 15 years.
Resources are more than just devs.
I, Chungus, I get it. However, what is just an idea. Is just I get that, but that's why I can't stomach these layoffs when we're having this lag time and they're letting people go. It's like it's either one or the other. It's either you don't have enough work for them or you do. And I'm not here to argue, but I'm just saying if they want a way of doing it, that seems to be kind of a smart way of going about it. I'm done, by the way.
The issues with the layoffs all stem back from COVID era. people having nothing to spend money on, inflating the gaming industry with people coming in and buying a ton of stuff. Now that we're 5 years out from that, and people have been going out and doing stuff again and not spending money on games, the market cap for the gaming industry has shrunk. So we're seeing a lot of that
I
now
get that.
with people having to be laid off because
I
they
get
just
that.
aren't.
However,
Hold on, they're not able to afford that. So it's a they absolutely. I'm not disagreeing that they could bring these people back to work on other games and things of that nature, but from what I've been able to see, it is a 50-50 of if they're I don't want to say actual usable, they use useful devs, i.e. like coders, graphic designers, things of that nature, versus management, people who manage people, right? There's a lot of fluff that got added in because they just needed those layers of fluff because of, again, the inflation from COVID.
I know all about
um
that, and
yeah.
we've
So,
covered
and
this a
that's why
million
that's why
times.
I'm saying we know exactly what the issue is, and they could fix it, right? But at the same rate, what the scope of the games that they're trying to make, I start to understand why it takes a little longer than it used to, right? But then also why it's costing that much more money.
See,
When you get to the point of like Rockstar is doing some unnecessary things. Is it cool? Absolutely. But the necessary things that they're doing, adding in physics for the
Yeah,
beer
the beer
bubbles,
bottles, beer bubbles have
that's
physics.
that doesn't I don't care about that. But people do. Some other people do, right? I don't care about that. If the game does or doesn't have that, it's not going to make that game bad for me or not. But they're
The
adding in a lot
mirrors
of
even have
detail.
physics.
Like they're adding in so much details to these games and it's just taking longer. So go ahead. That was my I was just bringing
yeah.
up a little
So,
context for individuals.
but if it is a game that we've already fallen in love with, okay, or a game that we have never seen before, but we've just heard lore of, you can cut out the fizz and the freaking beer, okay? You can cut out all this unnecessary shit and just give us updated graphics for an older title, remake it into that graphics and go. All I'm saying is this: all these layoffs that are happening, the AAA title developers like Rockstar, Bethesda, Ubisoft, whomever, argue with the AA, AAA. I don't give a shit. They're dumb. Go get those motherfuckers. Put them to work
And
on
I mean, we
put them to work on Fallout. Put them to work on an older Grand Theft Auto or an older, you know, take the older Final Fantasy. Leave it as a single player game. Update its freaking graphics. Leave the storyline alone and move
all right,
on
we're
because
circling the
there is a ton.
wagons.
Do what?
Said we're just circling our we're just circling the wagons at this point. We're just talking in circles. Um, does anybody else have anything to move on from?
Well, you know, with
Because I
these
mean,
layoffs,
we've talked we've talked about layoffs. We've talked about remastering, and I've realized that we've talked about it in circles many times in many episodes. I just want to try to push
and that's
forward and
well,
see if
that's
there's
because
anything
they
else we want to talk about.
Fireball. That's because they keep doing the same stupid shit.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, they are doing the same stupid shit, but it's just like there's. I feel like there could be some other stuff we could be covered in this moment,
Well, that's
or
something we could
you
take
know,
off camera. However, um, I saw a comment the other day that
making a comment.
really hit home, and it was the gaming industry has been in a slump for the last few years now, and
Chris Ryder said, contrary to his opinion, Gauze really does just like to argue. Love you, buddy.
yeah, yeah, okay,
I
love you too, Crust. You know what? Hey, since I got you two here, hey, Crest Rider, and I know you're watching. How about next week we bring in the old Crest Rider if he's
Yeah,
willing to do it?
mean,
absolutely. I always love having Crest Runner around.
Crest Rider, yup,
or
we're
just put him on the spot, or just put him on the spot and be like, come in now.
Well, if he's busy, he's just
Yeah,
his real life stuff he could be busy with, so you
yeah.
got to make sure.
is the fourth
Um,
Nomad Gamer
something,
ready to come on?
something. something I do want to talk about actually, and Godfather is going to love this.
He
Oh,
says, I
He's
don't
gonna
have any
wet his
plans that I know of.
pants. Starfield
oh shit.
is slated to release on the PS5 still. That is still happening.
They're bringing it over to the PS5?
They're going to bring it over to the
Huh?
PS5. This is from a reputable insider, well-known,
I actually
informed
heard the same
insider.
thing.
Crest Rider, hold on. Crest Rider said he needs a few minutes, but he could join now.
I mean, if he wants to, absolutely.
Well, we're kind of
Um,
40 minutes in, and
we got like 10. We got like 10 minutes left,
yeah,
basically, though. So,
and contrary to
um,
popular belief, I have plans right after recording. So
but
Yeah, that's
Bethesda's
fair.
rumored to announce the Starfield's PlayStation 5 launch with the next big DLC they have planned for Starfield.
so okay, since you brought this up, I've always
Mhm.
told
Oh
myself
boy,
I
here we
would
go.
not bring this up until it got brought up, and it got
We
brought
did
up.
not
Hear
bring
me
this
out.
up. I brought this up. Yeah,
Look what you're
Starfield,
doing, Chungus.
Starfield
it's
is starting.
news.
Starfield is starting to piss me off. Um,
Hold on, real quick, real quick. Hey, Crest
Hold
Rider,
on,
clip that,
hold on,
clip
hold
that,
on,
will you?
hold on. I'm making sure my ears are clean. Want to run that by me again, Chief? Would you say?
I said Starfield is starting to piss me off.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I can't believe you just said that. Okay, I'm
Now,
listening.
so, and I would say this about any gaming franchise, and it just so happens that Starfield did it. When you have a console version of your game and a PC version of your game, everybody knows that the PC, you can just do more. You can just do more from the PC. What the hell is Starfield sharing content from a content creator? It's cool content, but it's misleading because they don't tell you that you can't do it on the console. All this cool shit that they're doing with this content creator, and play this, play that. What they don't say is, hey, you can't do that on the Xbox. You can only do it on the PC. Here soon it'll be you can't do it on the Xbox or the PlayStation, but you can do it on PC.
PC's always had that kind
I,
of.
I get that. I get that. However,
He wants them to be more transparent about it.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
when you
That
have a
they do
console
need to be more transparent about it.
when you have a console game that's limited and it's also a PC version, you need to do what Rockstar does and says you can't do this on the consoles, but you can do it on PC. They're not
That's
promoting
almost
PC
like.
over the consoles, but Starfield, when I'm reporting on it for Thirsty Thursday, I start reading it and I go, "What the? Oh, they brought out something new." No, they didn't bring anything new out. This content creator did, and Starfield's making it look
Well,
like it's that they did. But however,
well, and that's.
I very much welcome another DLC for Starfield because I just talked about this on Thirsty Thursday. They have got so much as far as the planets go. They've only covered a third of that map. And like I said on Thirsty Thursday, they could even write in a civil war with with the UC, or a civil war with the Freestar Collective, or a civil war with Varun, and bring another faction to the table. For me, it just feels like they're going too slow. And I'm also pissed off that Bethesda is giving all this attention to Fallout 76. They're starting to bastardize Starfield, and
I just saw that. I just
there's
saw it on Discord.
there's no uh there's still no correct me if I'm wrong, and Crest Rider will, but there's no news on a Elder Scroll 6.
Well, and this is like I want before we jump even more into it, because I know you're talking about how you're upset with
I'm highly upset.
um you like the same thing. You were upset with when MLB The Show was it 22 or 23 dropped, where you were able to start doing the Stadium Creator, and they didn't announce that it was only for next gen. So we bought MLB The Show on our old gen play PS4, and then we were looking around for it, and then come to find out that it's for next gen only.
They need to disclose that shit. and I'm not talking just Bethesda or just San Diego Studios. I'm talking industry wide. Be transparent about what your games can do. Be transparent on this can happen for the PC. Be transparent that you can't do this on the console because that's going to drive what people do. That's going to drive if Godfather gets the game on the PC or if I get it on the consoles.
Also, I was supposed to tell you that Chris Ryder has clipped that moment, and that moment is with us forever now.
It is, and I'm glad it is. But I've also been the one nomad on here who has always been very critical of some of the games that he holds dearly to his heart.
Are you saying we don't?
No, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I'm one of them that does. I'm not sunshine and fucking rainbows when it comes to stuff, and neither are you two. What I am saying is I don't give them an excuse. As hard as I am on Rockstar for Grand Theft Auto 6, or as hard as I am on the developers for not bringing out new games, I'm also just as hard on the games that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I do not give out any excuses.
Chris
So
Ryder
I will
said
state that. Good.
Chris Ryder said, "For what it's worth, if you want me, I can drop in on the end of the podcast." Or sorry, I messed that up. If for what it's worth, if you want me to drop in on the end of the podcast, I can. If you don't, it's
Chungus, bring him in.
I'm fine with it.
Oh, is he here? Oh, the
You have to send him an invite.
Send him in.
yeah,
Send
yeah,
him an
yeah,
invite.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite,
I
Chris
did want
Ryder.
to state for 76 Bethesda were the main dev team initially, but as of 22 they've started to allow IE and also move in other teams to assist with the development and continuation of maintenance for Fallout 76.
So pretty
So
much they subsidize it to somebody
they
else.
have subsidized to a heavy extent. So 76 is essentially not taken up by Bethesda besides like overview for development.
That just means they should be working on Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout 5.
And Fallout 5 are both
Hmm.
more than likely.
Or both, yeah.
Yep.
Where is he?
But again, you want to keep your fan base happy. You need to at least give them some sort of substance and don't let them go on a drought for so long.
Well,
Like I feel really bad for those like Elder Scrolls and Skyrim fans who haven't had a new iteration of their game in how long?
let me ask you this, there, Fireball.
10 years.
Um, how often do we get an update for Grand Theft Auto 5?
Not every quarter.
Yeah,
Every
about every
either
quarter.
every quarter or every other quarter.
And I'm highly critical of Rockstar, and I'm highly critical of I'm very highly critical of how long it's taken all of them to bring out new content. But here's one thing that I can say, and one thing I can compliment them on: they're at least keeping Fallout 5 interesting. There for a while, they were
Yeah.
recycling some old shit, but I reported on Thirsty
You mean
Thursday.
GTA 5
Yeah, GTA 5. What did I say?
and Fallout 5?
Oh, sorry. But like I reported
We
on
just need to have
Thirsty
a
Thursday. Hey, what's up, Crush Rider? But as I reported on Thirsty Thursday, they finally brought out missions and stuff to do for the yacht in Grand Theft Auto 5. So that's what I'm trying to say for like Fallout, for like Starfield. Every quarter, bring us something. Rockstar's doing it, and if they're heavily subsidizing 76 to an outside source, then that shouldn't be an issue. Go ahead.
That's also because GTA
I was gonna
Online's
hold
an
on, hold on,
online
hold on.
service.
Not even that. I can answer that immediately. Dev team size differences. Rockstar has like 4,000 people in their teams.
Not
Bethesda has
even
450. They
There,
have
there's also the fact that Fallout 76 has a dedicated dev team to themselves. They're not part of Bethesda. They're under a
again that's been subsidized.
side. Well, it's not subsidized so much that it's a sister company under the same parent umbrella.
Kind of like what Rockstar has with like Rockstar Australia
So
or Rockstar
let me ask you this.
North
Different
or
dev
Rockstar
studios
South.
under the same parent company. Yep.
Hmm.
This is how I'm looking at all this. Okay. So if I own a supermarket, okay,
mhm.
and I've got a deli, I've got a bakery, I got general grocery, and I got a pharmacy.
Hmm.
The pharmacy is exploding. Lines are
Hmm.
backing up out the door. As a manager, what do you do?
Hire more people to assist over there.
So,
But
so
your
if
I will state
well,
this:
hold
your
on,
analogy
hold
is
on, hold
your
Now,
on.
analogy.
now,
It,
if we're looking at the retail answer, do we want what should happen or do we want what usually happens?
well, we all know what usually
I mean,
happens, and
cutting
I know where
corners to make a
no,
profit, make more of a profit is
I know where Chungus and Fireball are going to go, but like I'm going to say, if you have a demand, you meet the demand by hiring more people to either maintain or make new content. Bethesda
Assuming
has
the
they
the
have
demand
plenty.
is constant, then you would expand your operations. But if it's a surge that
Let me let me ask you
falls
this.
off,
Well, let me ask you this then: if you have a game and you don't update the damn thing but once every 9 months to a year, how many players are you going to retain? Especially for 45 minutes worth of a quest.
Depends on how good the
usually
game
you're
is.
only going to have your small core group, and everybody else is going to fall off. A good example of that right now would be Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yep.
Absolutely exploded when the game came out. They're between patches right now. The last title update's been out for a little while. They're getting ready to drop their next one, but in the meantime, they went from several million players down to about 50,000.
Yeah.
When the
well
next
again,
update comes out,
this
it's going to explode again.
this is the thing that I've always talked about and I've covered many times in these episodes is again, you know, you do have these live service games like GTA Online, but again, Rockstar Company is this huge company that again has 4,000 developers to a certain game. Unlike Bethesda that have got 450. You bring something out, whether it be like again, you bring out a remaster like what Bethesda did with Oblivion. You know,
You're
you
pushing.
have
You're talking about pushing out remasters or remakes when the issue is they're not even able to make normal content. That's the thing. If they're not able to push out the amount of content fast enough in the first place, how are they going to push out a remaster faster? And if you're talking about a remaster of just updated graphics, sure, put that off to a secondary company while they work on the mainline stuff. But then at the same rate, what is there to remaster for GTA besides the older GTAs and things of that nature? At that point, it's going to become they have to put it onto a new engine, their updated engine, so it's going to be a remake. They have to really
but
they have to rebuild the games from the if they have the source code, that's great, that's awesome. But that's something I wanted to bring up actually about the Fallout 1 and 2 remaster remakes or whatever. The source code, even if it is able to be gotten, which I'm at this point I don't think it is, for that to be possible, the original software of the fuck what was terminology is escaping me right now,
Yeah,
but
it's
something
not
along the lines of
it's
the
not
it's not
compatible.
yeah, they have to just rebuild the game.
And that's why when you have layoffs, and I'm going to go back to what I said before, and this is going to make Fireball's head explode. But when you have layoffs, that's when I don't want to hear these excuses because they know where to go get people. They just know where to go get them. Everybody in the industry
Problem
knows
is,
where they're at.
game development is such a highly specialized that if you run out of something for your programmer to do, you can't shunt him over to uh,
Art. That would be
management
art.
or art or
Well,
sound
yeah,
necessarily unless they have a background in that. Uh, that same thing is you can't stick a manager and put his ass in front of a computer and say get programming. It, you know,
well, they need to
it
figure
can be
something.
very difficult unless they have the background and the knowledge to just slide into that position to shunt people around, which is why there is this constant ebb and flow, which is probably also why that the game industry is oftentimes done via contract. So you're brought on to work on a project as an employee of the company, but you're not necessarily working in the company, you're working for the company. And when that contract ends, if you can't secure another contract with them, you're cut free.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question. Over what game did we meet? Actually, you met all three of us over this one game.
Fallout 76.
When did our core group stop playing Fallout 76? as a group?
Honestly, that started to fall apart after one of our other friends had some life issues and was unable to play as often.
However, you remember what we all started complaining about. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That we were running out of content.
That lasted for months. I believe, I don't know when the last time you were on it. However, I haven't touched that game in probably 3 years now. I hear
I
that it
can tell you
has
the
new
last time I
content
played it.
now, but if they would have done,
Man, this makes me want to get back into
if
76.
they would have seen, and I know they've seen it because they can see the player counts. If they would have met that demand with new content, let's say every quarter, like GTA does, where would that player count be at today? Granted,
The last time I
they
played Fallout 76 was January 19th
yeah,
this year.
granted, the TV show gave them a boost.
Have also added quite a bit of content since
Yes, however,
that you haven't gotten into.
but
Unfortunately, it's just kind of a fact that players can consume content faster than developers can make
yeah.
it.
However,
Yeah, and that's like,
how many of those players that we've
and
lost have never come back?
I will say this,
Actually,
and there,
the good amount of player count has came back. Actually, Fallout 76 is doing pretty well in terms of playing
In
count.
fact, I'm getting ready to
the one
come
thing I
back
will,
as of this week.
yeah, I'm thinking about coming. I'm gonna think I might go down and play it today. Um, but what I was trying to say though is, looking at two different games, you got a game like GTA Online that has pretty much they have the entire like world as their oyster, and they could build off of that. But with like Fallout 76, you have certain things that you can't do lore wise because it doesn't fit in, and then you're just going to start retconning your story.
Really? Because we have Ghoul as Ghoul. They have been able to do a lot. They've popped off. So I'm gonna rebuke that statement because they do a lot within the lore. Absolutely, like they can't make you. Oh, you get a nice bicycle that you can fly around in the air. Of course, they're not going to do that. That's not Fallout. However, they have done extremely well with the updates for and based in Fallout. Like as much crap as I would like to give 76 for its initial shitty launch, the updates they have been pushing out have been decent for a long time. They've been consistently decent, building off of each other every single update. As
I'm
somebody who's
not
been
saying that
following,
they aren't bad updates or not bad like
then
DLCs
what are
to
you saying?
build on. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you think about the Fallout lore,
Mhm.
when we first dropped into Fallout, we saw remnants of the Brotherhood. Why are there no NPCs in the Appalachia? Why
They
are
said
we
one.
seeing
Because
remnants?
Hold on, let me
the
hold on.
Scorched virus had either killed or driven everybody out, and it was only after the player's actions of coming up with an inoculation and solving that issue that people started moving back in.
Yep.
So that was
Okay,
actively, storyline wise, you are the reason there are now people in the area.
that's fair, but then okay. I mean, I'd probably shoot myself in the foot if I were to talk about this more, but
That's what
I
I'm trying to
mean,
get. What is the point you were trying to make with 76
you know,
versus something like
And I have
GTA
a lot of
5?
complaints about 76. However,
because like
lore is not one of them.
I mean, like we said, going off of like GTA dropping a new DLC once every quarter, once every 2 quarters, so we're getting what, 2 DLCs within a year, maybe if
76 is
that.
too. Now,
Now,
Well, before now, it's since like 2020.
hold up,
but I mean,
hold up.
that's
Yeah,
There's stretch.
I would have
Wastelanders.
to look
Hold
into
on,
the actual.
I'm looking at it right
Uh,
now. That's why I'm able to say this with confidence.
okay.
Wastelanders came out in April 14th, 2020. Legendary run when they added all the legendary stuff and whatnot,
Oh,
unstoppable
Legendary script
string
and all that.
cheating. Yep, that was September 15th
hey,
of
Crest Rider.
2020.
That's when you and me went into that vault with our
They
core group and got absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah. Steel Dawn, where they brought in this, that was the sixth major update for Fallout. When they brought the Brotherhood of Steel back to Appalachia, that was November 21st of 2020. Since 2020, they have been releasing content
Yeah.
consistently.
but
consistently.
I am still butthurt and I'm still angry with them about how they rolled that game out.
I mean,
Absolutely.
It took way
If
too
It was
long.
let's
a
be
It took
real.
way too
newer
long to
studio
release.
with
well, and this is the other thing that I think kind of the difference between
Goddamn
GTA
interruptor.
and y'all interrupt me as much as I interrupt you, so deal with it.
You've been pretty bad
But
today specifically though. But yeah, pop off king.
but like I was trying to say is, the difference between GTA and Fallout is, I feel like there's more of a grind factor when it comes to GTA than there is Fallout.
Absolutely. And that's a problem, actually. That's something I've always complained about with GTA. I have to spend too much time legitimately grinding to get to the
Yes.
content that I actually would like to participate in, unless somebody's spending the money for the shark cards to already get that content unlocked so everybody can enjoy it.
The
so
That's fair.
rewards do not match the price.
the
There is a level of grind for Fallout 76 because it is a RPG MMO. So
biggest issue that Fallout 76 had is, in spite of the fact that their sister company of ZeniMax Online Studios, with doing Elder Scrolls Online and their MMO, they didn't necessarily have the background in multiplayer online games. So when they published Fallout 76, they were kind of figuring it out and they fumbled. That's all there is to say. They screwed up bad. It was barely working, and they probably shouldn't have put it out in the state it was at. That being said, over the last
hold
few
on.
years,
You said ZeniMax, or that's the same people that released Elder Scrolls Online
are the ones who made Elder Scrolls Online, but
back
ZeniMax
in
Online
2014.
Studios are not the ones behind Fallout 76. I looked it up. It's Bethesda Game
Okay.
Studios who did Fallout
Okay.
76.
Okay. That's
So
what I
it
wanted to make
is.
sure.
It's a
Yeah,
sister
so I wanted to make
company, and they should
yeah.
have been able to, share
Well,
resources and
yeah.
utilize it. But
I was
that
gonna
doesn't
say, I was gonna
necessarily
say
mean that the people who are developing it have the experience of running the net code and all of that.
that is fair. I was
They
because
they
Elder
did the
released
same
in
thing that No
2014,
Man's
so I
Sky
was so
did.
surprised.
They screwed up, and they've gone back and they've been fixing it over time. And when I played it, I put a couple of months into it.
These updates are free, by the way. Besides,
Yeah.
like Fallout First Worlds one is not free, but other than that, everything else is free for Fallout 76.
I would absolutely
Break.
endorse.
Yeah, we're over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna
He's been trying to stop us. He's been trying to stop us.
Crush
I
Rider.
know.
So I'm going to talk to Crush Rider real quick. Are you available next Saturday, my man?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't have any plans that I'm aware of.
Okay. So we're going to have Crush Rider back with us come next Saturday. I want a whole episode with him down there. So,
okay. Hold on. Wait,
Get
wait,
all
wait, wait,
four of
wait,
us
wait,
to
wait, wait,
argue
wait,
with
wait.
each other.
No, what we're gonna do is me and Chungus are gonna be backstage, and we're just gonna see these two go at
I want in the ring. I don't what?
obviously, Fireball, you do not know myself and Crush Rider all that well because we're not going to argue that much. It just, I don't think I've had an argument with that man. I've seen him rage quit on Red Dead Redemption, but other than that, we haven't really. We had one little dust up, and then we became friends afterwards.
All right. Well, yeah, we gotta get ourselves rolling out because we got stuff we gotta get going on.
Hey,
Um.
let's give our guest the floor first.
Mhm.
I don't know. I was here like 5 minutes. I got nothing. I've been playing Fantasy Life. I'm going to continue to play Fantasy Life. I'm trying to find some more time to play Oblivion. Good times.
Do not be long-winded, Fireball.
I don't really got much to talk about. Uh, right now, I'm not gonna, I'm not, don't think I'm gonna be streaming until probably Tuesday. I know everybody that's been following me is like, oh, you need to get back on Helldivers, and we need to work on Super some more. But as of right now, I'm kind of striked on TikTok, and I have to wait till the 26th till I can get my live access back. So don't really got much to go off
That
of right
doesn't
now.
stop you from streaming to Twitch still.
Yeah, stream to Twitch, stream to Facebook.
I can't stream to Facebook. I don't have 100 followers.
Well, that's your problem. Okay. Sorry. Whoa, good lord. a little
Yeah, you're up next.
Okay. So, what's up, Nomad Nation? I've only got a few things. Number one, I'm going to be starting a playthrough of Fallout 2 starting on Monday. When I get done with Fallout 2, we're going to go to Fallout Tactics. When we're done with Fallout Tactics, probably take about a week or two, then we are going to shift gears and I'm going to get into Fallout 76. So, we're going to be in a Bethesda kick for maybe the next couple months. But that is what is on my streams. Don't forget, Talking Tuesday every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Or I'm sorry, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Thursdays every Thursday 5 p.m. And then of course you know I'm here at the Nomad Gamers. That's all I got. Chungus, you're up. Chungus, thank you. You're muted.
No, I'm not. I just wasn't talking. Anyway, um, no. So I am working on a Dead by Daylight video that will be out next Friday. You know, every other week. You know, that's what you should expect at this point with the of my upload schedule. Um, what I was going to say? Oh yeah. So expect that. It's a game I haven't actually touched much at all before doing this, so I'm sinking my teeth in. It's pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoy that video. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, that's all I've really got. Yeah, here we are. Two individuals on their phones.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm having a
Chungus,
separate conversation with Press Rider right
I
now.
have
Getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar.
yeah. Oh, I have plans. I'm actually late for my plans, so
Same, actually.
that's why I was texting someone. So all right, fuck it. I'll take
Let's
us
get
up
us on
first.
out of here then.
Well, we'll see you on the next stream for Godfather, which is Monday, starting at 4, ending at 7. Peace and love. Godfather's out the door.
Thank you guys for watching Nomad Gamers podcast. You know who I am. I don't need an outro. See ya.
I'm getting stuck as the last one here since I was only here for 5 minutes. Oh, you guys suck. Well, I guess this is my podcast now, so we're just gonna keep. No, I'm just kidding. Zenar Crest Rider signing off.